7 famous people who found religion before they died. 1. John Wayne. Wayne was a rowdy character on and off screen. He was a heavy drinker with 3 failed marriages. All 3 of his wives and all of his children were Catholic. But Wayne was not baptized into the church until 2 days before his death. He regretted doing it so late in life. According to his grandson, Wayne wished he'd converted earlier. Wayne's grandson, Matthew Munoz, is a Catholic priest.
He was a great friend of the Archbishop of Panama.
Father Munoz says,
He kept encouraging him, and finally my granddaddy said, "Okay, I'm ready."
2. Bob Marley. Marley embraced Rastafarianism as a spiritual ideology. It was his wife, Rita, who introduced him to it. But before his death, Marley chose to be properly baptized. In her memoir, Rita Marley writes,
The morning of November 4, 1980, he called for a baptism. I'd been telling him to be baptized ever since His Majesty Haile Selassie sent Abba to Jamaica, because I'd had all our children baptized in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. When he asked me to call Abba that morning, he was crying.
Bob Marley's last words were,
"Jesus, take me."
3. Bobby Jones. Jones is a golfing legend. He won the US Open 4 times and the British Open 3 times. He co-founded the Masters tournament. In 1948, Jones was diagnosed with syringomyelia. It caused him agonizing pain and eventually led to paralysis. He became restricted to a wheelchair. Jones's grandson, Dr. Robert Bob Jones IV, revealed,
3 days before he died, he was baptized. From that moment on, there was almost a peace that came upon him.
2 days before he died, Bobby Jones turned to his family. He told them,
"If this is what it's like to die, it's beautiful."
4. Oscar Wilde. Wilde was baptized into the Anglican faith as an infant, but he had no time for church as an adult. Yet he converted to Catholicism shortly before his death. Wilde was baptized again, this time conditionally. He received the last sacrament on his deathbed. He passed away soon afterward, aged 46. Wilde once said that the Catholic Church was
"For saints and sinners alone, for respectable people, the Anglican Church will do."
5. Gary Cooper. Cooper was an Episcopalian for most of his life, but several years before his death, he was baptized Catholic. Cooper stayed quiet about it. His close friend Shirley Burden was himself a convert. He served as Cooper's godfather at his baptism. Cooper died in 1961 in the presence of his family, doctor, and priest. 6. Patricia Neil. Neil was actually influenced by Gary Cooper. Her Hollywood career began when she began an affair with him. That affair had a profound impact on the rest of Neil's life. She had an abortion. She married author Roald Dahl, and they had 5 children. They divorced after Dahl cheated on her. But in the meantime, Neil became friends with Maria Cooper. Maria was Gary Cooper's daughter. She suggested Neil visit the Regina Lotus Abbey. Neil found healing and peace at the Abbey. She became Catholic and was buried at Regina Lotus. 7. Buffalo Bill. Colonel William F. Cody, aka Buffalo Bill, was a Wild West showman. At 70, he fell ill and felt he didn't have much time left. His wife, Louisa, asked if he wished to be baptized. He said yes, and she brought in a Catholic priest. According to the newspapers from the day,
Mr. Cody was sleeping, and the priest returned later in the day. He found the aged frontiersman fully conscious and anxious to be made a Christian.
the priest administered the sacrament of baptism. The following day, Buffalo Bill died.